Good evening. Thank you for coming to Super Stretch tonight. We're outside, ready to go. I do hope that this has been just a pleasant day for you. It's been so beautiful today. If you have blocks, let's set them up in that T shape. If you don't have blocks, you can always get a roller or something, a roller, that would work, or a towel or a pillow or something that would help just to get some length down the back or lift the head up. Because the idea with this position, the T position, is just that we're able to open the chest just naturally and gently. Open the heart space just to release and allow yourself to go there. The other way we'll do it is also kind of show just bringing those shoulders back into the ground and opening up the chest. So come join and let's sit down and let's get into, we're going to start on the ground and let's come together and let's do a little super stretch. All right, let's go in. Again, if you have the blocks there, great. If it's not there for you, that's fine as well. But you want that block just about your shoulder blades, and then you want a higher block at your head so that your shoulder blades are free from the block. Your arms can drop down by your sides, and you can take in that nice even breath. If you're not on the block, that's fine as well. Just bring your head, bring your back into the ground. Let's start with your knees bent then, and then just kind of press down into the upper part of your, the back side of your arms, and feel just the chest opening. So you're arching slightly into your back. But I want you to take several deep breaths there and begin to just feel that elongation in the spine. Feel the lengthening to your back as you lay down. And I want you to take several nice, long, deep breaths into your nose and exhaling, finding space, finding length, deepening your connection. And open that heart center, open your chest, open the upper back. And just feel that lengthening. Feel the separating of the two sides of the rib wall. Let the shoulders sink, let the feet drop out. So if you're not using the blocks, your knees would be bent, or you could come into a reclined cobbler's pose. Couple of nice easy breaths. Feel the birds or hear the birds chirping, hopefully. Maybe the clingy clanging of our little flags. Inhaling. If you have the blocks underneath you, I'm going to have you exhale and roll off of those blocks. If you don't have the blocks underneath you, just stay put for a second. Just move those blocks out of the way and lay back on your back. Let your chin soften into your sternum. Your knees can be bent. You can go to reclined cobbler's pose if you'd like. You can even straighten out your legs if you choose. Feel that breath just widening across your back. Gently, if your knees are straight or your knees are out in cobbler's pose, bring your knees up. And then one at a time, draw your knees into your chest, hold the top of your knees and bring your knees into your belly. Exhaling. Feel that space opening in the lower back. So you're not trying to curl into a ball so much as you are trying to find length in the whole back body. And then release the knees enough to bring your hands to the tops of your knees and begin to stir the knees clockwise. Feeling the rim of that pelvis. And then let's go counterclockwise, circle those knees, bring the knees into the chest, all the way around. Now it's real easy to try to race this move and just let the knees go spinning around, but really work to find the inhalation and then the exhalation. And then pause, bring the knees into the center, and then just kind of march the knees, still holding on to them. And just allow yourself to, one leg at a time, pull your knees kind of into your chest. And then if you can, kind of like an egg beater, I know that gets really weird, like, oh my gosh, my eggs are going to be really weirdly scrambled. Just try to figure it out. And there's no real right or wrong. There's just allowing yourself to move. And then see if you can even go the other direction. So I'm letting my right knee right now go clockwise. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to see if I can make my right knee go counterclockwise. Ooh, look, I can do that. Good. And then pause. Lower your left foot to the ground. Just keep your right knee in and just move that right hip. And then let's go the other direction. And then pause and lower that foot down. And let's bring the other knee into the chest and let's go clockwise or counter. And then let's go in the other direction. And then pause. Once again, bring both knees into the chest. Pull the knees close. Big deep breath. Pull the knees close. Big deep breath. See if you can pull the knees just a little closer. And then release. Drop your right foot to the ground, then your left foot to the ground. Just pause. Place your hands down by your side and then gently begin to lift the hips up as best you can. If you have a block, you can take that block and put it underneath the hips, and that's a great way to gently come into a back extension. You can press the forearms into the ground. If you don't have a block, bend your elbows and press the back of the arms into the ground. Open the chest. Think of sinking deep into your hips. Get long. And then let's just take the arms. If you have the block underneath you, take the block out. Keep the hips up. Take the arms up and overhead reach. And then begin to lower the back into the ground. Lower the arms back by your side. And again, peel and lift the hips up. Keep the chin right up against the sternum. Take the arms up and overhead. And then lower the back down with the arms extended. Tuck the pelvis, roll the pelvis out. Lower the arms back down. And repeat again. So think of this almost like making a wave. Arms come up and overhead. Keep that chin right up against the sternum. Roll the spine back into the ground. Get long in the upper back and shoulders. Lower the arms as soon as the tailbone's fully down. And then again, peel and lift the hips up. Take the arms up. Roll the back down. And then lower the arms down. Once more. Lift the hips up. Take the arms up. Roll the back down. And then take the arms down. Bring the right knee and left knee back into the chest. Hold those knees into the chest. Give that nice little tug, that nice little pull. Lower the left foot to the ground. Raise the right heel up towards the sky. Sink the right hip in. Roll the ankle. Sink the hip. Bend the right knee into the chest as best you can. Curl the head up. If it's comfortable, extend the left leg all the way out. Inhale, lower back. Slide the left foot in. Reach the right heel up again. Sink the right hip without arching the back. Just sink into that right hip. Again, bend the right knee into the chest. Head is up. Extend the left leg out. Slide the left knee in. Roll the head back. Once again, take that right heel up. Sink down. Kind of pull down. Nice and long. The back line of the body. The front line of the body of the thigh. Even kind of noticing that I'm just kind of pulling down against that muscle. Breathing. Pause. Cross the right ankle over that left knee and press away with that right hand. Just that nice gentle figure 4. Watch that you're not spiraling the hips, that you're just pressing into that right thigh. Bring the right knee in. Lower the right foot down. Pause. Bring the left knee into the chest. Hold underneath that left knee, breathing, and then extend the left foot to the sky. Right foot is on the ground. Sink the chin towards the sternum. Reach that heel up. Sink that hip down and roll that left ankle. Go the other direction. Good. Straighten up that leg. Bend the knee into the chest. Exhale, head to the knee. Extend the right leg straight out. Inhale, lower the head. Bend the right knee back in. Extend the left foot up. Sink into that left hip. So think of pulling the hip down towards the ground. Elongating the back. Bend the knee into the chest. Exhale, curl the head up as you extend the right leg out. Inhale, slide the right foot in. Lower the head back one more time. Take that left foot up. Sink in and feel that lengthening, that pulling down towards the hip. Slide the hands down the thigh and just kind of feel that release. Pause and drop the left ankle over the right thigh. Gently press out. Watch that you're not tipping, spinning, pulling against the legs so the hips stay relatively level. Breathe. Exhale. Bring the left knee back into the chest. Bring the right knee back into the chest. Pull both knees in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Pull those knees in. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Pull the knees deeper into the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Release the legs, but extend both heels straight up, sinking both hips now evenly to the ground. Breathing. Push the heels up. Sink the hips down. Breathing. Roll both ankles. And then go the other direction. Roll both ankles. Pause. Reach through the heels. Bend the knees gently. Drop your right foot and left foot to the ground. And just again, pause there for a moment. Take your right hand or left overhead. Roll to one side. Pause there for a second. And let's press ourselves up. And let's come into an all fours position. Hands and knees. Curls the toes if you'd like. Flatten out the feet if it's more comfortable. Begin to lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Let's exhale, round the back, chin towards the sternum. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Exhale, pull the belly in, round the back. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale to tuck. Inhale, lift to lengthen. Exhale, curl and tuck. And again, lift the tailbone to lengthen. Breathing. Keep that tailbone high. Sit back into the heels. Pull the elbows towards your knees. Slightly turn the fingers to the far corners of the mat. And then lift the hips up. Head down, chin in. Look back to the knees. Exhaling. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, round the back, chin towards the sternum. Come into a hunch, knees on the mat. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Tuck the elbows in as you sink back. Again, fingers kind of point towards the far corners of the mat as you press back and get long into the arms. Pull the rib cage into the body. Begin to sink your heels into the mat alternately. As you do this, it's really easy to just dump your hip in, kind of like you're getting into that sassy hip thing. See if you can still lift the tailbone towards the sky as you sink the heel deeper into the ground. Feel the rolling across the toes on the back side. A little bit of pressure. Come up and a little bit of pressure. And then up on those toes, bend the knees, look forward, and let's begin to step or walk our feet up to our hands. Head down, chin in, look back between those knees. Release and lift the tailbone. Pull the belly deeper into the body. Exhale. Walk your hands up the front of your knees. Lengthen the back. Pull the belly in slightly. Lift the tailbone. Lift the chest. Breathe into the rib wall. Push into the feet. Begin to lift and extend the hips completely. Lengthen. Open the chest. Open the arms. Breathing. In Superfit, we've been doing a lot of chest expansion, opening the chest, pulling back through the triceps, through the lats. Feel that length. I don't know if you saw the movie years ago, Rocket Man. He would swing up into the sky, his arms would be wide. It's probably silly memory. Inhale, lift the arms high overhead. Exhale, hands through the center. Let's go. Reach the arms wide. Lift the arms high overhead and lower the hands through the center. 2 more times. Swing the arms high and overhead. Lower down through the center. And again, reach the arms high overhead. And then lower the hands down through the center. Let's just stop and balance. Feel the feet weight on the ground. Heel, pinky toe, big toe. Let the chin drop to the sternum. Bring the palms to your center. Breathe. Inhale, and now circle the arms up and overhead reach. Bend the knees, dive forward, hands to the ground. Inhale, come to a half lift. Exhale, fold. Work to straighten both legs, nice and long. Inhale, sweep up. Take those arms high, overhead reach. Exhale and through. And again, circle those arms up, palms together, long. Bend the knees, dive forward, hands to the ground. Inhale to half lift. Exhale and fold. See if you can fully extend both legs. Inhale and sweep up. Exhale and through. 2 more. Circle those arms up. Reach. Bend the knees. Hinge to dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale and sweep up. Exhale and through. And last one. Circle those arms up. Reach. Bend the knees. Dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale and sweep up. And exhale and through. Take your arms down by your side. Let's take the feet out to the width of the mat. Nice and wide, but not too wide. Take your arms out to a T. Reach. Breathing. Hold. Turn your palms up. Good. Take your arms high overhead. Reach. Take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Draw your knuckles down and back. Breathing. Shoulders are pulled in. Lift the chest and the sternum. Lift the chin if it's comfortable. Bend the knees just slightly. Drop the chin in again. And then straighten both legs as you can. Tip forward, head down, chin in. Breathing. Reach those knuckles back towards the sky to get the arms off the back of the neck. Lower the arms to the sides, hands to your legs, and begin to roll yourself upright. Inhale up. Exhale and through. Inhale, take your hands behind you. See if you can get a little bit deeper. Maybe hold your wrists. Breathing. Pull the shoulders down and back. Pull your rib cage tight. Lift the chin, lift the chest. Drop the chin to the sternum and hinge forward. Take the arms off the back. Lower the arms, bring the hands down, and roll yourself up. Inhale again, reach those arms high, and exhale through. Once again, see if you can go a little bit higher up. Can you bring your hands up and then even touch your fingertips, make a prayer pose, breathing, body is long, pull those shoulders back, lift that chest. Bend the knees and then hinge forward as far forward as is comfortable. Breathing. Keep those elbows pulling back, palms towards each other. And then release the hands, arms to the ground, head down, chin in. Slowly roll yourself up. Breathing, lengthen, take those arms high overhead, reach, and then lower back down. Take your hands down by your side and return your feet back underneath you. Good, let's come to the top of the mat. Take your arms again, high up and overhead, reach. Bend the knees, dive forward, hands to the ground. Inhale, step back into lunge, into plank. Breathing, drop your left knee to the ground. Anchor your right foot, roll up, head out. Open that chest, pull your head back away from your chest. Think of leaning back into an invisible wall. Breathing, watch that arm that's not just hanging behind you, but it's reaching up. Take your top arm overhead. Circle that top arm back all the way around. Back into the plank. Breathing. And dropping the right knee to the ground. Anchor. Take the top arm up. Reach over with that top arm. Take your top arm all the way back up and around. Look down. Come back into plank. Let's hinge to the downward facing dog. Get long. Bend the knees. Begin to step or walk your feet up to your hands. Fold. And then sweep up. And through. And again, circle those arms up, around, and overhead reach. Bend the knees, dive forward, hands to the ground. Half lift, head and chest is forward. Fold over, hands down. Step back to plank. Breathing. Drop the right knee to the ground. Anchor the left foot. Take the top arm up. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Take the top arm overhead, reach. See if you can lift the top leg or the back leg. You're for certain not going to lift the knee that's on the ground that's holding you. Circle the top arm and drop the back leg to the ground. Come back into plank. Breathing. Drop the left knee. Anchor the right. Reach that right arm up. Breathing. Right arm comes overhead. Right leg lifts. Take the top arm all the way back around, foot to the mat, come back through the plank, pitch back to the downward facing dog, sink into those heels. Bend the knees, look forward, and stepper walk. Head down, chin in. Inhale and sweep up. Rib cage in. Arms up, hands back through the center. Let's start nice and tall. Bend the knees. Left leg steps back. Reaching your arms up overhead, lengthen. Pull that right hip back. Straighten the legs up and then return and come into a warrior two. Breathing. Open that left shoulder. Open the chest. Reach forward. Elbow to the knee, top arm overhead. Make sure that right knee is opening from the hip so you're not letting that knee cave. If it's comfortable, look up into your left arm. Circle that left arm all the way up and around. Return to the warrior one. Circle the arms all the way around and back through the center, up. Let's bend the knees, dive forward. Inhale, look forward, step back lunge, or step back plank. Breathing. Exhale to the downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look forward, step or walk your feet up to the hands and fold. Inhale and sweep up. Exhale and through. And again, bend those knees. Step back lunge. Oops. Come back to center. Right leg steps back to the lunge. Breathing. Shoulders are back. Reach those arms up to extended heel, warrior one. Lift up, roll that right heel. Warrior two. Breathing. Reaching forward, elbow to the knee, top arm overhead, long from your heel to your hand. Look up into that right arm. Watch that left hip that it doesn't cave in. Circle the right arm all the way around. Take that right arm through. Lift that right heel back up. Circle the arm all the way around. And step forward and up. Bring the hands back to the center. And then circle the arms up over the head. Bend the knees. Dive forward. Step back into plank. Hold. Press back to downward facing dog. Get long. Exhale. Bend the knees. Look forward. Right foot right up to your hands. Get long. Breathing. Reach straight up overhead. Warrior one. Lift up. Warrior two. Reach back into that left shoulder. Reach forward. Side angle stretch. Circle all the way back around to warrior one. Circle all the way forward to standing extended mountain. And then down. Inhale, take those arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Step back to plank. Hold. Press to the downward facing dog. Bend the knees. Look forward. Left leg comes all the way up to your hands. Circle those arms up and around. Lift up, roll that right heel, open the chest. Reach forward, side angle stretch. Circle around, come right back up again to warrior one. Circle around and step forward, extended mountain pose. Exhale, arms down. Standing tall, shoulders down. Take the arms out wide again to that T. Bring your palms to your center. Chin towards your sternum. Inhale, circle those arms up. Bend your knees and dive forward. Come onto the ball of the feet, sink down, drop your hips. Breathing and just hold. See if you can take one hand off of the ground. Then the other hand, and hold. Try to find that balance. Correct forward with your knees as you extend the arms, and you're holding your posture tall. Breathing. And then bend the elbows in, hands back to the ground. And then bring your feet underneath you. Now I want you to try to, as best you can, I want you to sink back into those heels and sit your butt back onto those heels, and then sit with your knees straight. And so your heels are right underneath your feet. No, your bottom is right over the top of your feet, with your feet going straight back. Sometimes I can't remember all my body parts. Draw your chin to your sternum. That's what I get for being homeschooled, right? Just kidding. Inhale, lift the chest. Sit up out of your heels. This time curl your toes and sit back onto the ball of your feet. Work on the shoulders being right over the heels. The toes as best you can, being open. Breathing. This is a little bit more caustic than sitting back on the tops of the feet. Inhale, come up, out, sink back into the top of the foot and sink all the way back. Hips right on top of the heels. Come forward, bring your right foot forward. And so now you're sitting on just one foot. Now, if this is difficult, you can always take a block or a something and you can stack it. So you're kind of sitting, actually, if this is too much to sit down all the way. So give yourself some options. A pillow would work, or even sitting up. But the idea is that you're all the way back down on that heel, and then lean your weight forward. So we're getting length down the front of the shin, open and length down the back side. Roll to the ball of the foot and then step back. Sit back just to release that front foot just for a moment, because that shin might have gotten a little grabby. And then just shift out. Bring your left foot forward, sit back. and sit into your right heel. Again, you can always modify by staying up a little bit higher, grabbing a block, and then you're going to try to forward and get your weight forward onto that shin. Breathing. And then shift back, roll, slide that foot underneath you. One last time, both feet back underneath you. And then let's sweep those legs out from underneath us. Start with your feet not straightened out and just kind of roll your ankles. And that might be a lot for your shins. You know, depending on this type of shoes you wear, depending on if you do a lot of shin, foot, ankle work, it's really important to get some motion out of those parts. Pause, extend both legs out. If fully straightening your legs out makes you round quickly, then slightly keep a bend in the knee. But body's tall, ribs are in, shoulders are down. Breathe into the width of your ribs. My knees are slightly bent. If your legs can be totally straight, that's fine. Now I've straightened out my legs. Body is tall. Take your hands behind you and let's drop into the heel of the hand. So you're going to move that hand a little bit closer and a little bit closer. Breathing. And then rock out of the heel of the hand. Bend the knees again. Place your hands a little bit further forward. Then straighten those legs. See if you can have your hands right next to your sides, fully extended elbows. And then release. Let's take those hands forward, press into those hands. Now this is a little weird because there's not a lot of pressure on the wrists because they're out in front, but you may need to work a little bit harder to lengthen the upper back. Breathing, because you want to collapse. So don't. Breathing. Release, bend the knees. And let's bring the hips to the heels. And we'll drop slowly back into the mat. Head back, shoulders back. And settle back. Just like at the beginning, bring your right knee and left knee into your chest. Gently hold the tops of your knees and pull the knees into your belly. Breathe, inhale. Exhale, shh. Pull those knees closer. Watch that you're not into your shoulders. Drop your right foot and your left foot. Shift your hips to your left. Bring your knees back up. And let's drop both knees to our right. You may need to readjust your upper back as you do so. Get that left shoulder down. Breathing. Get that space in your left hip. Take your left arm overhead. Bring your left knee towards your chest. You can drop your right knee down a little bit so they're not coming together. They're kind of making a Z. One knee's a little higher than the other. And then gently bring your left knee into your chest, roll back on your back, lower your left arm, and shift yourself back to the center. And then to the other side. Breathing. Bringing both hips up, shift over, knees into your chest, and drop both knees to your left this time. Right arm just reaches out. You may need to readjust into the back a little bit. Sink that right shoulder down. Take up your right arm. And gently and slowly bring your top knee up a little bit higher. Breathing. Extend your bottom knee down a little bit lower. And gently and slowly lower your arm. Bring your knees back to the midline. Drop your feet to the ground. Let your knees drop towards each other. Let your shoulders sink back. Chin to your sternum. Big deep breath. And then as you can, extend both legs all the way out. Arms are wide, a little bit further away from the midline of the body. Find a spot where the arms feel kind of good, just moving away. Let the legs just kind of bend, boop, and then just drop them down and see if you can kind of release the glutes, the quads, the calves. Once again, just eyes up towards the sky. Slide your feet in so your shins are vertical. Let's drop the hips to one side, taking one arm overhead and roll to your side. Using your top hand, press yourself up. Bring your feet out in front if you want to use your blocks. If you have a block or some sort of bolster, you can sit on that. Nice and tall. Take your hands out in front. Let them rest against your knees. Open that chest. Take your arms up and overhead reach. Hands down and through. And again, reach wide, up and overhead, lengthen. Exhale down and through. And once more, long and open and lift. Keep your right arm up. Take your left arm to the ground. Lengthen, look up as it's comfortable. Come back up. And then take your left arm or right arm down. Keep your left arm up. Watch that the shoulder isn't rolled in. Roll and tuck that shoulder in underneath you. And then try to come up from the side waist. Breathing up and then lower. Once more, circle those arms up and overhead reach. And exhale through. And be well. Remember, our breath is our strength initially. Our breath is first in us, and then our strength moves from that. So if you're having a difficult time finding strength, finding balance, finding ease, come back to your breath and find that can balance it all. Have a great night, and we'll see you later. We'll have Saturday this week under the tree, as well as this week is the adventure run. If you want more information, leave a question in the comments below. You can go to the Bent on Fitness Facebook group, non-group Facebook page. It's kind of the fan page where I put other information. It's got the events on there. And so take a look at that and see if you'd like to come. It's a 5K. You can run, walk, bike, however you'd like to come through. Find some fun stations and things to do. Send some pictures and wave to people around the neighborhoods and just have a great time. I hope you guys are well. Please let me know if there's anything that I can help you with, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great night.